He said it to my face, calmly, confidently, like he'd been waiting for that moment. "Know your place, Margaret," he told me. "In my kitchen, in the house I paid for." And his father, my husband, just sat there, sipping his coffee, pretending the world wasn't cracking open right between us. That was the moment something inside me went still. Not broken, just still. I didn't shout, didn't cry. I simply looked at them both, memorizing every smirk, every twitch of arrogance that would cost them later. When I met Daniel, I was the fool who believed love could rebuild a life. A widow with a thriving business and a quiet house, he came in with warmth, steadiness, and a teenage son who looked at me like I'd stolen something from him. Ethan never liked me. At first I thought it was grief. Then I realized it was entitlement. He saw me as a guest in my own home. Daniel never corrected him. "He'll come around," he'd say. He never did. Still, I built a life around them. Paid off the mortgage, renovated the place, even put both their names on certain documents because I thought love meant trust. Turns out, it meant leverage for them. It started with small things: missing cash from my office drawer, locked drawers forced open, Ethan's tone sharpening, Daniel's absences stretching longer. Then, one night, a text flashed across Daniel's phone while he slept beside me. "She'll be gone soon. Then we'll have it all." No name, but the contact photo was Ethan's smirking face. I stared at that screen until the clock struck 3. Then I set it down, quietly, carefully, and I started planning. Revenge isn't rage, it's math. Every emotion has to be measured, every move calculated. So I began collecting. Copies of bank transfers Daniel had made, straight from my accounts to his business partner. Documents showing the house deed still legally in my name, though they assumed otherwise. I moved slowly, weeks at a time, shifting money, changing locks, setting traps in the digital walls of our life. They thought they were bleeding me dry. I was hollowing them out. When I asked Daniel for a divorce, he acted wounded, played the victim, talked about love and second chances. I let him believe I was weak enough to buy it. He moved out temporarily, but I knew he'd be back. Men like him always return when they smell money. So I waited. 3 months later, I came home late from the office. The house was dark, except for the faint light flickering under the study door. At first I thought I'd left a lamp on. Then I heard voices. "Check the drawer," Ethan whispered. "She keeps the safe's keys there." My stepson and his father, breaking into the house I still owned. I stayed silent in the hallway, phone in hand, recording. Ethan found the drawer empty. Of course it was. The keys weren't there. Daniel muttered something about taking what's ours. That was when I turned on the lights. The look on their faces, shock, then fear, was worth every sleepless night. I didn't yell, didn't threaten. I just held up my phone, the red recording dot blinking. "Burglary," I said softly, "recorded in full." Ethan tried to speak, but his voice cracked. Daniel reached for excuses. I handed them both a manila envelope, copies of everything. Bank fraud, texts. "I filed it all this morning," I told them. "Police have the originals. You have about 3 minutes before they arrive." Ethan's jaw dropped. Daniel's face drained white. They looked at me like I was the stranger in the house. But I wasn't. I was the owner, the one who knew her place. The sirens came fast. Daniel begged. Ethan cried. I just stood there, watching them handcuffed under the porch light, the same one Ethan had installed to keep intruders out. The officers asked if I wanted to press charges. I said yes. People talk about revenge like it's sweet. It isn't. It's precise. It's quiet. It's the moment you stop being the one who's hurt and start being the one who finishes the story. When they dragged Ethan past me, he couldn't even look up. I wanted to hate him, but all I felt was finality. Daniel shouted as they led him away, "You'll regret this!" I smiled. "Already thought about that," I said. "Didn't find a reason to." The house is peaceful now. Empty, yes, but peaceful. Every echo reminds me that silence isn't loneliness, it's ownership. Ethan told me once to know my place, and now I do. It's right here, on solid ground, paid in full, mine again. And as for him, his place is where I left him that night, behind bars, learning what happens when you forget whose house you're standing in.